as a man, you have the opportunity to teach yourself the act of self-discipline when you are on a journey of NoFap and semen retention. I say this because if you are somebody who has practiced either NoFap or semen retention, or maybe both, then you will know and understand how difficult it is to be successful and consistent with these movements. This just goes to show the severity or the problem with an addiction to porn and masturbation. You see, I believe this addiction is underrated. It's not talked about enough. And in fact, there are many men, many young men who are suffering from an addiction to PMO, and they either don't know it, or they do know it and they don't have anybody to turn to about it, right? Except these NoFap videos that you might find online, on YouTube, perhaps some posts on Reddit. So, look, I understand that it's difficult to be successful on NoFap. I understand that the urges can be extreme, right? You might relapse and you might beat yourself down for it, thinking, hell, why did I relapse? Why did I not continue going? Why did I ruin my 30-day streak? Why can I not make it to 365 days of NoFap? All of these questions are always going to ponder your mind when you are on this journey. But once again, as I say in many of my videos, and I'm going to reiterate this point again, there's nothing easy about a journey of NoFap or semen retention, right? And the difficulty of being consistent on NoFap or semen retention or both just goes to show how disciplined you have to be, right? If you're somebody who is challenging yourself to do NoFap, right? If you've made the first step, and that's to tell yourself that you have an addiction that needs fixing, and you're doing things that you can, you're trying a NoFap challenge, you're trying semen retention, then no one understands that you're doing everything in your power to overcome this addiction, right? Simply acknowledging the fact that you may be suffering from an addiction or a problem that needs fixing is the first step to get you to where you need to get to in terms of healing yourself. It's a timely process, and what's going to happen is you will feel yourself grow and evolve as a human being, as an individual, and as a man if you remain consistent on your NoFap journeys and your journeys of semen retention. I want you to understand that when I talk about consistency, I mean even if you relapse, you continue going. You get back up and you continue on your journey of NoFap, or you continue on your journey of semen retention. A lot of times I struggled with relapsing and then continuously relapsing after that, meaning that I wasn't bouncing back as soon as I should have been on my journeys of NoFap, right? So when I talk about consistency, I don't necessarily mean how many days you can go on your streaks of NoFap or your streaks of semen retention. What I do mean is bouncing back on your journeys, right? And so if you relapse, you continue going. And so don't beat yourself up too much if you do find yourself relapsing on NoFap. It's all about bouncing back. I want you to imagine that you're in a boxing ring, right? And you get knocked down, right? Are you going to give up? Are you going to say, referee, I'm finished? Or are you going to continue going? Perhaps this is for a world championship, right? You must continue on your journey of NoFap. You must continue on your journey of semen retention. And that's what I mean by consistency. Now, if you do this and if you practice this, regardless of how many times you relapse, what you're going to do is give yourself the opportunity to conquer your kingdom. How are you going to conquer your kingdom with NoFap and semen retention? That's an easy question to answer. And like I said at the start of this video, if you have the self-discipline and the motivation to even try something like NoFap and semen retention, then what you are doing really deep down on a spiritual level is telling yourself and forcing yourself to evolve. You're teaching yourself the act of self-discipline, and you're forcing yourself to be in a difficult situation because it's easy just to relapse, right? It's easy to fall back to the addiction of PMO. It's easy to make yourself feel good. It's easy to chase dopamine. it's harder to put all of those distractions to the side and continue on your journey of NoFap and semen retention. So if you choose to do the more difficult thing, you will be rewarded for it, right? And the way you will be rewarded for it is by you teaching yourself the act of self-discipline. You see, if you can be disciplined in the act of NoFap and semen retention, you can be disciplined when you make the decision to start going to the gym. You can be disciplined when you start a new job. You can be disciplined in your career. You can be disciplined in your future relationships with women. Whatever the case may be, you are forcing yourself to grow, right? But it's not only in one arena. It's not only in the game of NoFap or semen retention. It's also in the entire game of life. So go away and think about that. Divine Masculine Tantra. I hope to see you on the next video.